1. The crash. In the year 2134, humanity has advanced far beyond its earthly confines, venturing into the stars in search of new worlds to explore and colonize. Among these pioneers is Jade Kim, an experienced astronaut and the lead scientist on the mission to explore an uncharted planet in the distant Epsilon Eridani system. Jade's mission is to assess the planet's potential for supporting human life and to uncover any scientific discoveries that could benefit humanity. As the mission's commander, Jade is responsible for a crew of 6, each a specialist in their field. The team includes Dr. Luis Ramirez, a biologist, Dr. Nia Patel, a geologist, Captain Marcus Grant, the mission's pilot, Lieutenant Sarah Blake, an engineer, and Dr. Hannah Lee, a medical officer. Together, they form an elite team prepared for the challenges of deep space exploration. The mission proceeds smoothly as the spacecraft, the Starlit Voyager, nears its destination. However, as they approach the planet, unexpected turbulence strikes. The spacecraft is hit by a violent burst of energy from the planet's atmosphere, sending it into a chaotic descent. Alarms blare, and the crew scrambles to regain control. "Brace for impact," shouts Captain Grant as the ship hurtles towards the planet's surface. Jade's heart pounds in her chest as she grips her seat, praying for their survival. The Starlit Voyager crashes through the dense atmosphere, and in a deafening roar, it slams into the ground. When Jade regains consciousness, she finds herself still strapped into her seat. Her body aches, and her head throbs, but she's alive. The Starlit Voyager lies in ruins around her, the once sleek spacecraft now a mangled wreck. She quickly checks on her crew, finding them injured but miraculously alive. "We need to secure the area and assess our situation," Jade says, taking charge. They salvage what they can from the wreckage: food, water, medical supplies, and scientific equipment. As they venture outside, they are greeted by an alien landscape unlike anything they've ever seen. The sky is a deep indigo, dotted with unfamiliar constellations. Strange, bioluminescent plants cast an eerie glow, illuminating the terrain. The air is thick with humidity, and the ground is covered in a soft, spongy moss. Despite the otherworldly beauty, there is an unsettling silence, as if the planet itself is holding its breath. As the crew explores their surroundings, Jade's keen eye catches sight of something unusual, a faint, rhythmic vibration beneath their feet. She kneels down, pressing her hand against the ground, and feels a subtle but distinct pulsation. "There's something below us," she murmurs. Using their equipment, the team uncovers an entrance to an underground cavern system. The passage is narrow and dark, but curiosity drives them forward. As they venture deeper, they discover a vast, hidden civilization thriving beneath the planet's surface. The underground city is illuminated by glowing crystals, and the air hums with a low, resonant energy. The inhabitants of this hidden world are humanoid, with slender builds and luminescent eyes. They regard the newcomers with a mix of curiosity and caution. Jade's heart races as she realizes the significance of their discovery. Not only have they found potential allies, but this civilization's advanced technology and knowledge could hold the key to their survival. 2. Survival instincts. The initial shock of the crash begins to wear off as Jade and her team realize the gravity of their situation. Stranded on an alien planet, their survival hinges on their ability to adapt quickly. With limited supplies salvaged from the wreckage, they prioritize gathering resources from their surroundings. Jade leads the team in exploring the nearby terrain, collecting edible plants and setting up rudimentary traps for small wildlife. Dr. Luis Ramirez, the biologist, identifies several plant species that are safe to eat and others with potential medicinal properties. Lieutenant Sarah Blake, the engineer, constructs a makeshift shelter using materials from the spacecraft and the surrounding environment. The days are grueling, but the crew's morale is lifted by their determination to survive. They work tirelessly, converting the crash site into a temporary base camp. Despite their exhaustion, a sense of camaraderie grows among them, forged by the shared challenge of surviving on an alien world. One evening, as the crew is gathered around a small fire, they hear faint footsteps approaching from the darkness. Instinctively, they reach for their weapons, ready to defend themselves. From the shadows emerge several figures from the underground civilization they had discovered earlier. The humanoid beings, with their luminescent eyes and ethereal presence, approach cautiously. They communicate through a series of melodic sounds and gestures, which Jade and Dr. Hannah Lee attempt to decipher. Using a combination of gestures and basic drawings, they manage to convey their peaceful intentions. The leader of the alien group, a tall figure with intricate markings on their skin, steps forward and introduces themselves as Arinder. Through halting communication, Jade learns that Arinder and their people are called the Lamari, an ancient civilization that has thrived underground for millennia. The Lamari offer assistance, providing the crew with additional food and resources. With the help of the Lamari, Jade and her team begin to understand more about their new environment. Arinder and other members of the Lamari teach them how to use the planet's natural resources more effectively. They show the crew how to harvest energy from the glowing crystals that illuminate the underground city and how to purify water using indigenous plants. Dr. Nia Patel, the geologist, is particularly fascinated by the crystalline structures that seem to power the Lamari's technology. She spends hours studying the crystals, hoping to unlock their secrets and potentially harness their energy for the crew's needs. As the crew adapts to their new reality, they also learn about the Lamari's culture and history. The Lamari are a peaceful people who value harmony with nature and possess advanced knowledge in areas such as medicine, energy, and architecture. Jade is struck by the beauty and complexity of their society and feels a growing sense of respect for their way of life. The initial wariness between the crew and the Lamari gradually gives way to mutual trust and cooperation. Jade and Arinder develop a strong bond, communicating through a combination of gestures, drawings, and shared experiences. The Lamari, impressed by the crew's resilience and resourcefulness, begin to view them as allies rather than outsiders. One day, while exploring deeper into the caverns, Jade and Arinder come across an ancient mural that depicts the history of the Lamari. The mural tells of a great cataclysm that forced the Lamari to retreat underground, abandoning their once thriving surface cities. Jade realizes that the Lamari's history holds vital clues about the planet's past and its potential dangers. The crew's growing understanding of the Lamari's technology also proves beneficial. Lieutenant Sarah Blake works closely with Lamari engineers to repair and improve their equipment. The combined efforts lead to the creation of a more stable power source for the crew's base camp, using the energy from the crystals. 3. Secrets unveiled. As Jade and her team integrate further into Lamari society, they begin to uncover the depths of the Lamari's advanced technologies. These ancient yet sophisticated systems are unlike anything they've seen before, combining elements of both organic and mechanical engineering. The Lamari's knowledge spans various fields, including energy generation, medical treatments, and structural engineering, all powered by the glowing crystals that permeate their world. Dr. Nia Patel delves into the study of these crystals, discovering their ability to store and release immense amounts of energy. She hypothesizes that the crystals could revolutionize energy storage and transmission back on Earth. Lieutenant Sarah Blake works alongside Lamari engineers to adapt the crew's damaged equipment, infusing it with the crystal's energy to create hybrid technologies that surpass their original capabilities. The crew is particularly fascinated by the Lamari's medical advancements. Dr. Hannah Lee learns about a regenerative healing method using a gel derived from local flora, which accelerates the body's natural healing processes. This discovery proves invaluable in treating the crew's injuries and maintaining their health in the harsh conditions of the alien planet. One day, Arinder invites Jade to a meeting with the Council of Elders, the governing body of the Lamari. The council is composed of wise and venerable leaders, each possessing extensive knowledge and experience. Jade feels both honored and apprehensive as she steps into the grand chamber where the council convenes. The chamber is adorned with intricate carvings and illuminated by the soft glow of the crystals. The elders, with their calm and discerning gazes, welcome Jade and listen intently as she recounts the crew's journey and their current predicament. In return, the elders share the Lumari's history, revealing that their civilization was once part of a vast and thriving empire that spanned the surface of the planet. The elders explain that a cataclysmic event forced their ancestors to retreat underground, where they adapted and thrived. This event, known as the Great Collapse, was caused by the destabilization of the planet's core, triggered by the misuse of the very crystals that now sustain them. The Lumari have since lived in harmony with their environment, carefully regulating their use of the crystals to avoid another catastrophe. During their discussion, the elders reveal a dire prophecy: a new threat is emerging that could once again destabilize the planet. They have observed unusual seismic activity and energy fluctuations, similar to those that preceded the Great Collapse. The elders believe that these disturbances are linked to an ancient and malevolent force that has reawakened deep within the planet's core. Jade and her crew realize that their arrival might be connected to these disturbances. The Starlight Voyager's crash and the subsequent energy release could have inadvertently triggered a chain reaction. The elders warn that if this threat is not neutralized, it could lead to another planetary disaster, endangering both the Lumari and the crew. Determined to prevent another catastrophe, Jade agrees to help the Lumari confront this looming threat. She rallies her crew, sharing the gravity of the situation and the urgency of their mission. Despite the challenges, the crew is united in their resolve to aid their newfound allies and ensure their own survival. The Lumari provide the crew with additional resources and knowledge, equipping them with enhanced tools and weapons powered by the crystals. Jade, with Arinder by her side, leads the team in devising a plan to investigate the source of the disturbances and find a way to neutralize the threat. The first step is to gather more data about the seismic activity and energy fluctuations. Dr. Nia Patel and Lieutenant Sarah Blake set up monitoring stations around the affected areas, using advanced sensors to collect and analyze data. Meanwhile, Dr. Luis Ramirez and Dr. Hannah Lee work with Lumari scientists to study the biological and environmental impacts of the disturbances. 4. Allies and adversaries. With the looming threat of another planetary disaster, Jade and her crew work tirelessly to form strategic alliances within the Lumari civilization. Arinder plays a crucial role in introducing them to influential figures and factions, ensuring that their mission gains widespread support. One of the first alliances formed is with the Lumari's Guardians, an elite group of warriors dedicated to protecting their people. Led by a formidable leader named Kale, the Guardians possess unparalleled combat skills and deep knowledge of the planet's underground terrain. Kale, initially skeptical of the humans, gradually comes to respect Jade's leadership and determination. Together, they plan joint reconnaissance missions to gather more information about the disturbances. Jade also forges a bond with Myra, a brilliant Lumari scientist who specializes in energy manipulation. Myra's expertise in the crystalline energy sources proves invaluable as she collaborates with Dr. Nia Patel and Lieutenant Sarah Blake to develop new technologies and strategies for combating the threat. Their combined efforts lead to the creation of powerful energy shields and enhanced weaponry, bolstering their defenses. With alliances in place, Jade and her team focus on training and preparation. The Guardians teach the crew advanced combat techniques and survival skills tailored to the underground environment. In return, the crew shares their knowledge of Earth technology and tactics, fostering a mutual exchange of expertise. Training sessions are intense and grueling, pushing both the crew and the Guardians to their limits. Jade and Kale lead joint exercises, honing their abilities to work seamlessly together in high-stress situations. The camaraderie that develops during these sessions strengthens their resolve and unity, preparing them for the challenges ahead. Dr. Luis Ramirez and Dr. Hannah Lee work closely with Lumari healers to enhance their medical capabilities. They learn to use the regenerative gel and other Lamari remedies, ensuring that they can provide effective medical care in the event of injuries during their missions. Just as the alliance reaches its peak, a shocking betrayal rocks the group. One of the Lamari, a trusted advisor named Thaler, reveals himself as a traitor. Thaler has been secretly working with an extremist faction within the Lamari, who believe that the humans are responsible for the disturbances and should be eliminated to protect their civilization. Thaler's betrayal leads to a devastating ambush during a critical reconnaissance mission. Jade and her team are caught off guard, resulting in several injuries and the loss of vital equipment. The betrayal sows seeds of mistrust among the Lamari, threatening to unravel the fragile alliance. Despite the setback, Jade refuses to let despair take hold. She confronts Thaler, demanding answers and seeking to understand his motives. Through intense interrogation, she learns that Thaler's extremist faction has been manipulating the seismic activity to frame the humans and create chaos. Their ultimate goal is to seize control of the Lamari government and impose their radical ideology. The revelation of Thaler's betrayal causes tension within the ranks. Some Lamari question the humans' presence, fearing further deceit. Jade, however, remains steadfast in her commitment to the mission. She addresses the Council of Elders, urging them to see the bigger picture and not let fear and mistrust divide them. Irinder and Kale stand by Jade, vouching for her integrity and reminding the Council of the genuine progress made through their collaboration. Myra presents evidence of Thaler's treachery and the extremist faction's role in the disturbances, convincing the Council to take decisive action against the extremists. The Council, recognizing the gravity of the situation, reaffirms their support for Jade and her crew. They authorize a joint task force composed of guardians and crew members to neutralize the extremist faction and restore stability to their society. 5. The battle for survival. The atmosphere in the underground city is tense as the joint task force prepares for the imminent battle. The extremists, led by the ruthless Thaler, have fortified themselves in a remote section of the underground caverns, where the seismic disturbances are most severe. Jade and her crew, alongside the Lamari Guardians, set out to confront them, knowing that the fate of both civilizations hangs in the balance. As they approach the extremists' stronghold, the ground shakes violently, a stark reminder of the planet's instability. The extremists have activated devices that amplify the seismic activity, pushing the planet towards another catastrophic collapse. The joint task force must navigate treacherous terrain, avoiding falling debris and unstable ground as they advance. Jade's leadership is put to the ultimate test as they face the extremists. She coordinates their movements with precision, ensuring that both humans and Lamari work seamlessly together. Kale and the Guardians provide cover while Jade and her crew disable the seismic devices. Myra and Dr. Nia Patel work quickly to neutralize the energy sources powering the devices, using their combined knowledge of the crystals. The battle is fierce, with the extremists fighting desperately to protect their stronghold. Thaler, driven by his radical beliefs, confronts Jade directly. Their clash is intense, a battle of both physical and ideological strength. Jade, drawing on her training and determination, manages to overpower Thaler, but not before he reveals his ultimate plan, to destroy the central energy source, causing a chain reaction that would doom the entire planet. Just as hope seems lost, Jade's team discovers a hidden passage leading to the core of the extremists' operation. Here, they find the central energy source, a massive crystalline structure pulsating with unstable energy. Myra realizes that if they can stabilize the core, they can prevent the catastrophic chain reaction Thaler intended. With time running out, Jade coordinates a daring plan. Lieutenant Sarah Blake and Dr. Nia Patel work on stabilizing the core, while Dr. Luis Ramirez and Dr. Hannah Lee provide medical support and defend the area from extremist attacks. Kale and the Guardians hold off the remaining extremists, ensuring that the crew has enough time to complete their mission. The process is delicate and dangerous, requiring precise calibration of the crystal's energy flow. Sweat drips from Sarah's brow as she carefully adjusts the controls, guided by Nia's calculations. The ground trembles beneath them, but their resolve remains unshaken. Finally, with a surge of energy, the core stabilizes, and the seismic activity begins to subside. With the central energy source stabilized and the extremists defeated, the immediate threat to the planet is averted. The joint task force returns to the underground city, greeted by relieved and grateful Lamari. The Council of Elders acknowledges Jade and her crew's bravery and leadership, recognizing that without their intervention, the planet would have faced certain destruction. The Lamari begin the process of repairing the damage caused by the extremists, with Jade and her crew assisting wherever possible. The alliance between the humans and the Lamari grows stronger, built on a foundation of mutual respect and shared goals. They work together to develop sustainable ways to harness the planet's energy, ensuring that such a crisis never happens again. With their mission accomplished, Jade and her crew prepare for their journey back to Earth. The Lamari, grateful for their help, provide them with advanced technology and resources for the return trip. Irinder and Myra bid farewell to their human friends, expressing hope that their two civilizations will continue to cooperate and learn from each other. As the Starlight Voyager lifts off, the crew reflects on their incredible journey. They have faced unimaginable challenges and forged unbreakable bonds. Jade looks out at the planet one last time, filled with a sense of accomplishment and hope for the future. The voyage home is filled with discussions about the potential applications of the Lumari's technology and the possibilities for future missions. Jade and her crew are eager to share their discoveries with Earth, knowing that their experience has not only saved a civilization but also opened new doors for human exploration and cooperation in the cosmos.